Welcome back. You're still watching Arab Affairs, and I'm honored to be having with me over the phone straight away is Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, the former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you very much, Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, for being with us today on Nile TV International and Arab Affairs.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
First of all, Mr. Ambassador, how do you see the participation of Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry in the Antalya Diplomacy Forum in Turkey?
It is one activity of many activities Egyptian foreign policy is engaged with. We went to perform our opinion about what is happening in our region, especially in Gaza.
Yes.
At the level of the United Nations, at the level of the regional groups, whether it is EU or AU, the African Union, or the Islamic Conference, or whatever. So it is one more activity where we are exploring our opinion about what's happening. And really what's happening is shame on the whole world, because we have to stop this massacre. This is what Sameh Shoukry is doing nowadays.
Yes, of course, we did see also the statements made by Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry during participating in the Antalya Diplomacy Forum, and he said that he was hopeful of having and reaching a cessation of hostilities or an immediate ceasefire before the holy fasting month of Ramadan. How do you see the prospects of reaching such an important agreement for the Gazans?
We have here priorities. The first priority, of course, is to stop killing. Then the second priority is to allow sending medicine and food and water and whatever to Gaza immediately through Rafah. And Egypt is not keeping any effort in order to help our brothers in Palestine. And
yes.
The commodities and help Egypt sent to Gaza is 4 times the whole world is sending there. So this is the situation. So first, we need to stop the killing. Second, we want to have the chance to negotiate what is the future after this war. Because I don't see that there is any chance to stop this war. But yes, maybe to please the Islamic world, United States is pressing to stop the war during the months of Ramadan.
Yes, there have been also some efforts in Paris with some talks with all the parties, including Egypt as well, and Qatar, the United States, France, and of course Israel and Hamas representatives as well in Paris. How would you assess the talks that have been going on ever since last week?
This is another sort of effort, but what I am aware about is the double standard policies from the United States or the Alliance of the Atlantic. They talk to us in one language, they talk to Israel in another language, and after all, Israel represents to them very deep importance to their security. So they are asking to stop the war, they are asking to give the chance for the Palestinians. At the same time, they are giving Israel all the weapons it needs. They are giving Israel $14 billion from a country which is not in a very good situation economically, and so on. So you have to live with this, and our diplomacy is living with this to deal with whatever face we are seeing from the United States and the NATO countries.
Yes, of course, any deal would be dependent on the possible exchange of hostages from both sides, between Hamas and the Israeli side as well. Do you think that this could be reached before the fasting month of Ramadan?
It can be reached any moment, but it depends the weight each side is giving to what he is going to sacrifice.
Yes.
But I think it's easy to come. It depends on the political will of who is ruling Israel now, and we do not have the best partner in Israel to deal with.
Yes, Foreign Minister Samah Shukri also said that we need to be having at least a 40-day pause or a cessation of hostilities ahead of the fasting month of Ramadan and of course into the Eid or the Lesser Bayram as well. Do you think that all the parties could be reaching such a deal, or they have the intention to be going into Ramadan with an immediate ceasefire?
It is possible, and I am here a little bit optimistic because I think all the parties have their point to reach this point of having ceasing fire during the month of Ramadan. Let us hope to do that.
Yes, Foreign Minister Samah Shukri also spoke about the role of the United Nations in ending this conflict, at least temporarily. How do you see the role of the United Nations and, of course, the UNRWA before that in calming the situation and ending the conflict?
Here I am not optimistic at all. The United Nations cannot do its job because of the American veto, and it's continuing. But we have to live with this. And really, I do not envy the Americans where they vote alone, and another 14 other votes in the United Nations Security Council are against what America is voting for. So the United Nations cannot do its job because of this system of veto where it is used for nonsense all the time.
Yes. Foreign Minister Samah Shukri also spoke about the importance of increasing the level of aid being sent into Gaza, and we did see as well an airdrop by Egypt, by the United States as well for the Gazans in the past few days. How do you see the importance of convincing the Israeli side that the Gazans need to be getting the aid needed for their survival at least?
This is very important because I feel shame that I am having my lunch now, yes, while other brothers in Gaza do not have even water to drink. So it is our duty, whatever it takes, we shall give. And it is our responsibility much more than any other country.
Yes, on the same panel, Palestinian Foreign Minister Riyad al-Maliki, he spoke about the importance of the world efforts to be imposing at least some pressure on the government of the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to be reaching an immediate ceasefire. In your opinion, what does he mean, the Foreign Minister of Palestine, Riyad al-Maliki, to be imposing pressure on the Israeli Prime Minister? In what way this pressure could be applied?
It is good, but we have two problems here. One problem on the Israeli side and the other on the Palestinian side. On the Israeli side, that Israel, since its establishment, it was never ruled by one party. The majority is always divided among many parties. Now we have small minority of very leftist countries, leftist party who are very biased to killing.
Yes.
On the Palestinian side, I have the division between PLO and Hamas. So you do not have leaders who have the guts or the possibility to come and sign another peace agreement. This is the real problem, and it goes to both sides, whether the Palestinians or the Israelis.
Yes, Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, how would you comment on the massacre that took place over the past couple of days when more than 100 Palestinians were killed and more than 1,000, or at least close to 1,000, were injured during receiving aid in North Gaza?
Shame on who is doing this, and I don't know how he can face his children even or his family while he's killing innocent people like that.
Yes.
So I cannot find enough words to describe what's going on.
On the other hand, how would you comment on the situation and the stance of the United States, the American President Joe Biden, saying that they should be helping in the humanitarian situation in Gaza, the United States, and they could be as well, or they will be delivering airdrops into Gaza? How would you comment on supporting Israel on the one hand and those statements on the other?
This is what I said about the double standard policies of the United States.
Yes.
On one side, they establish Israel to be the soldier of our area. On the other side, they cannot deny or neglect the public opinion in their own country. Even some wise Jewish people, whether in the United States or Europe, in Israel itself, who cannot tolerate what's going on. So I do not envy the American president. He is in between his goals, which is supporting Israel, and the pressure of the public opinion, whether in his country or the whole world.
And finally, Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, in your opinion, how do you see the end in sight for this conflict, for this aggression by the Israeli side on Palestine in general and on Gaza in specific, if the negotiations are not working, if the aggression is still going on and escalating every day?
Frankly, although I am optimistic, but I am here not optimistic, and I prepare myself, and I want all our audience to prepare themselves for a very long war and negotiations between the Israelis and the whole Arab world and the Palestinians. But at the end, we depend on that one day Israel will get tired. They cannot continue fighting like that. They don't have enough people to fight all the time in different fronts. And after all, the good stand of the Palestinian people will end by a victory, inshallah. But this will take a long time. We have to wait for it.
Yes, it will be ending in victory for sure, but what is the role of Egypt in it, this long war?
We shall never stop any help. The Palestinians are in need, and we shall continue helping our Palestinian brothers.
Yes.
Since 2,000 years before Christ, when our army went there against the Hyksos, since Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi against the Crusaders, and now this is the third time we are facing such an aggression.
Yes, Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, the former Assistant Foreign Minister, thank you very much for being with us over the